Okay, shall we test the microphone real quick? Okay, that's working fine. Yeah, we're trying to make, so we're live streaming at the moment. If you can do quick conversational responses, that will be great. Yeah, so we're trying to make a simulation, a model of the human body, meant to be fairly detailed. We're using SVG. Is that the best format to use? No, I want to automate it as well. Probably based on a procedural automation. Ideally, as little libraries as possible. Yeah, that's fine, but how do I actually create, what's the best way of actually create detailed SVGs? Can you make them yourself, or do I need a tool for it?
Allow you to create precise, complex shapes easily. Once you have the SVG, you can then manipulate it with JavaScript. If you're comfortable with coding, you can also hand code SVGs for simpler elements.
Yeah, but I want to automate the process of creating the SVGs. So,
If you want, you can use a scripting language like JavaScript or Python to generate SVG code dynamically. Libraries like D3.js for JavaScript or SVG.js can help create complex shapes and automate the process. You can also use Python libraries like SVGWrite. These tools allow you to programmatically create and manipulate SVGs.
yes, we have a full body SVG that looks okay-ish. We can click on different parts. We have a JavaScript code for it as well. But the head, yeah, we might need to rewrite the head. With the SVG, is it possible to continue making the single SVG more detailed?
Absolutely. You can enhance the detail of your SVG by editing specific parts, like the head. You can either manually adjust the SVG code or use a vector graphic tool to refine it. If your JavaScript is structured well, you can easily integrate the updated, more detailed head without affecting the rest of the body.
Yeah, but when so then I'm displaying it on a canvas, on a HTML canvas using JavaScript, would it be able to display different parts of it? So would the model have, say, the full body and then children as different body parts?
Yes, you can definitely do that. Each part of the body can be a separate SVG element, and you can manage them as children within a group. When displaying on an HTML canvas, you can use JavaScript to control each part individually, allowing for detailed interactions. This way you can create a more modular and interactive model.
Yes, let's get back to development. Okay, we have the HTML now. If we have this human SVG, okay, let's get rid of all the files there. Okay, just quickly, so we plan to just have one SVG with the full body as a main component, and then we'll have children in it for each separate individual body part. Does that make sense? Using our free mini, so it should make sense.
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay, that's interesting. Meant to be coding. Okay, so can we quickly update the code to use that single human SVG file and also include a child in it that will have more detailed details of the head, for example?
Below is one approach to update the code so that only one SVG, human.svg, is loaded and a detailed head view is implemented as a child within that SVG. Step by step. In main.js, update the SVG loading to always load human.svg. Change the double click on the head to call a new function, show detailed head, that hides the basic head group and shows a new detailed head child group. In main.js, add a new initialization function for the detailed head model as needed and wire up a back button to return to the full body view. In human.svg, add a new, initially hidden, containing detailed head elements and a back button. The changes are grouped by file below. Main.js.
I actually like this voice better. Well, it's more of an assistant, so obviously while it's generating. Yeah, made this yesterday. Didn't actually record. We didn't record the making of this. Took pretty much quite a lot of time. But it's showcasing procedural animation that essentially we could be using in our body human animation stuff as well. Okay, so it seemed to work, the HTML and JavaScript working okay, but yeah, is the detailed head in the SVG is currently only a template, is it? Can we make it complete?
Below is one approach to fully implement the detailed head view. We add separate child groups for the brain, skull, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and facial muscles in the detailed head group. Step by step. In human.svg, update the detailed head group, #detailed_head, by adding child groups for each detailed head part. Each part is given minimal SVG elements, for instance, an ellipse or path plus a label, to represent its content. The back button remains to allow switching back to the full body view. Human.svg. Summary. In the detailed head group, add subgroups for the brain, skull, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and facial muscles. Existing code before detailed head group. GID equals detailed_head style equals display none. Back button for
Okay, we do get something, but I was kind of expecting the head will be enlarged. So once we click on the head, we will get the detailed model, but zoomed in. So on the larger, like covering the whole canvas.
Below is one approach to enlarge the head when showing its detailed view. In this solution we update the detailed head group in human.svg with a transform so that when it is shown it zooms in and covers most of the canvas. Step by step. In human.svg, update the detailed head group by adding a transform attribute, e.g. a scale and translate, so that the head appears enlarged and centered. Adjust the transform values until the detailed head fills the canvas as desired.
Okay, I understand what you did, but it doesn't make much sense. Okay, so the idea is that we have the full body model, and then we click on each part, we have a zoomed in. It would be like a separate canvas, maybe overlaid, and then we need an option to go back to the full body, maybe clicking outside of it. So maybe two canvases overlaid. Also, the detailed, yeah.
Below is one approach using two canvases, the main full-body canvas and an overlay modal for the zoomed-in view. In the overlay canvas you can load a separate SVG, or the same one with a zoom transform applied, and clicking outside or on a close button dismisses the overlay. Step by step. In index.html, add an overlay container that's hidden by default. In main.js, add a function to open the overlay and load the detailed SVG for a clicked part. Allow closing the overlay by clicking outside its content, or a close button. Below are the grouped changes. Index.html. Summary. Add an overlay container, a separate canvas, with a close control and style so it appears over the main canvas. Existing head content. Style. /*, existing styles, */ #overlay. Position, fixed. Top, 0. Left, 0. Width, 100%. Height, 100%. Background color, RGBA, 0.
Okay, so now does it assume that we have another SVG for the head, does it?
Yes, it assumes you have a separate SVG, head.svg for the detailed head view that will load into the overlay.
Okay, so do we must have separate SVGs? I thought I have the detailed head within the current SVG, the only SVG that we have.
No, you don't have to use separate SVGs. You can embed the detailed head view within the same SVG as a separate group and then toggle its visibility.
Yeah, okay, so can we fix the code quickly? Wait, let's do a different model. Because all three is reasoning models. Yeah, let's do 3.7. Okay, also, are you sure we can just have the single SVG if we have separate canvases overlaid, or should we go for the single canvas? How do we improve this thing?
Let's clarify our options and fix the code. The best approach depends on your specific requirements. Option 1, Single SVG with Overlay, recommended. This approach loads one SVG file with all content and uses an overlay div for the zoomed-in view. This is clean, maintainable, and avoids loading multiple files. Main.js. Document.addEventList.
Okay, it's recommending option 1, single SVG. It's updating the code. That's not what's called though. What are you doing? And let's have 3.5. Okay, we currently have a bit of a mess in the code. Main.js is currently broken, so we are going for the single human SVG file. It's a single model that will have all the details in it. Can you fix the code? Are we going for single canvas or multi-canvas? I don't really care. I just needed to work really.
Let's clean this up and make it work with a clear approach. I recommend going with the overlay approach, 2 visual canvases but 1 SVG file, as it's cleaner and more maintainable. Here's the step-by-step solution. Keep 1 SVG file, human.svg, containing both full body and detailed views. Use an overlay div to show zoomed detailed views. Toggle visibility between main view and detailed views using the overlay. Main.
Yeah, that sounds good. It's fixing the code. Okay, when double clicking the head, another canvas opens, but it's currently empty. Do we have all the necessary information in the SVG for the detailed head? Can we make sure it's loading properly?
Let's debug and fix the detailed head view. The issue is in how we're handling the cloned SVG in the overlay. Here are the necessary changes. Main.js. Summary. Fix the show detailed view function to properly handle the SVG scaling and visibility. Add console logs for debugging. Ensure the detailed head content is properly displayed in the overlay. // existing code. Function show detailed view, part type, /
Okay, don't need to read the code. Actually, what so we get inspiration by this paper. Yeah, essentially we haven't read the paper. Obviously, no one reads papers. I'm just joking. Someone does, but we don't read papers over here. We use the bots to read the papers for us. Well, I mean, they read it already, so we might as well. Okay, so we try to make that a body interactive. Okay, so now it's working well. It's working well. Okay, so let's start a new thing. And now the choosing the model is the tricky business. Let's prompt this one quite a bit. Okay, so I like how it works. Everything seemed to work really well. That's really good. Yeah, when we click on the head, we had the second canvas appeared that shows more details. However, the details are not great. So this is just labels. I guess it's just placeholders, is it? We actually need the detail SVG with all the parts of the head, the details of the head. And when hovering over, we would like to see the labels of each part, if that's possible. Now we would also like to update the index HTML to include a description of the web application and what it does and how it can be improved in text only, continuous text detailed. Okay, so this might take a while considering it's a thinking, reasoning, what do we call it? A 3.7 Sonnet Claude by Anthropic model.
Solution for enhancing the interactive human body app. I'll enhance the detailed head view with proper anatomical structures and add a comprehensive application description to the HTML page. Step-by-step solution. Update the main.js file to add the missing head parts data array. Enhance the human.svg file to include more detailed head anatomy with proper components. Update the index.html to add a comprehensive description of the web application. Main.js. Add the missing head parts data array and enhance the detailed view functionality. Document.addEventListener, DOM content loaded, function.
It's reading all that stuff, and I'm not actually not sure why it's changing the main.js. Yeah, I did expect it to change the SVG with more details. I did do the correct thing, so just adding an option to show labels when hovering over the different components. Currently it does this funny animation thing. Okay, it's really going for the details, but then pretty sure it won't be able to show it all properly. Yeah, we essentially want to be able to keep zooming in. Okay, it's struggling. It's struggling already.
About the Interactive Human Body Explorer. Welcome to the Bionic Chaos Interactive Human Body Explorer, an educational web application designed to make learning anatomy engaging and accessible. This tool allows users to explore the human body through an interactive SVG-based model that responds to user interaction, providing detailed information about different anatomical structures. The application features a full body view where users can click on major body regions, head, torso, arms, legs to learn basic information about each area. For more detailed exploration, double-clicking on the head reveals an enhanced anatomical view with detailed structures including the brain, skull, sensory organs, and facial muscles. Each component is clickable, revealing specialized information and interesting facts about the selected structure. Designed with both educational value and user experience in mind, this application serves as a valuable resource for students, educators, and anyone curious about human anatomy. The interface is intuitive, with visual cues indicating interactive elements and smooth transitions between different views. Information is presented in clear, concise language with key facts highlighted for easy comprehension. Future improvements could include additional detailed views for other body systems, cardiovascular, respiratory, digestive, etc. Animation sequences showing physiological processes and integration with external resources for deeper learning. The modular design of the application allows for easy expansion with new anatomical details and interactive elements as the platform continues to grow.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, it sounds pretty correct. It sounds much better. The text is much better than the actual web application. Not sure which model. Let's do O3 Mini. Okay, can we do a quick fix to the details of the head? So clicking on the head does open a more detailed canvas, but then we already have labels which meant to only appear when we hovering over the different components. They should not be there straight away. Let's do some smaller tasks because the bot is struggling quite a bit already.
Step-by-step fixes for main.js. Remove the nested mouse enter and mouse leave event listener attachments from within the click handler. Attach the hover event listeners, mouse enter and mouse leave, for each detailed part once in the setup detailed interactions function. Main.js. Update the setup detailed interactions function as follows. // existing code. Function setup detailed interactions, SVG. Console.log. Setting up detailed.
So it's reading. It's reading the code. Yeah, okay, the hover over effect works well. It's showing the label, but then the labels are already on the canvas for whatever reason. Can we also check the SVG file? No, we need to check the JavaScript file and not load this item to the canvas. Only load them when hovering. Also, is the idea to actually be able to click further onto the brain so we have another detailed canvas overlaid?
Step-by-step changes. Modify the hover event so that labels are only created on mouse enter if they don't already exist. Remove any preloaded labels by checking for duplicates. Add a double-click event on the brain element within the detailed view to load an additional detailed SVG, brain.svg, main.js. Update the setup detailed interactions function and add the new show brain details function. // existing code. Function setup detailed interactions, SVG. Console.log, setting up detailed interactions. Const detailed parts equals svg.query selector all.
Keeps reading the code. It's hopeless. This is the future of programming. You'll have the bot programming for you and you'll be playing games. How good is that? And we are vibe coding, so not actually reading. Oh, come on. Why is it so hard? All 3 mini out. Well, I just use the same Hey, okay, a couple of things. First of all, I don't understand why we need 2 canvases. Can we just use the one canvas and when clicking on the main body canvas, like loading the full body by default, when clicking on the head, showing more details, but using the same canvas, loading the details. We also need to make sure we are not loading the labels. The labels should appear only when hovering over the different components. Is that clear?
Solution for streamlining the interactive human body explorer. Let's consolidate to a single canvas and fix the label display issues. Step-by-step solution. Modify the main.js file to use a single canvas by manipulating the SVG directly rather than using an overlay. Ensure labels only appear on hover, not by default. Add navigation between views within the same canvas. Update the HTML to remove unnecessary overlay element.
Okay, can you do it all quietly? We ended a bunch of things to the page. We have this paper text visualizer. This one actually requires the text, so yes, you can update it. There's actually another tool, well, yeah, that will take a PDF and extract the images and text. When you load a page, it does it all locally. Yep, and it will you can download the extracted text. And that doesn't work. It only works with the original text for some reason. Okay, this one. Kind of hopeless. You have to only ask it like what if you're trying to do something specific. Yeah, if we close that, go back to Copilot, because edit with Canva with Copilot is a preview. Everything is a preview. So we only have 4 files. Ah, okay. I think I know why. I think I know why it keeps making mistakes. Because of this info text file. Yeah, then the question is if we should have all these separate SVG files. Yeah, because currently what it has is hopeless. And the current SVG is already, yeah, quite large, 400 lines. Now let's actually go back to programming Sonnet. I'll just give it the whole folder, 4 files at the moment. Yeah, we eventually would like models of like cochlear implant and retinal implants. Visual prosthesis is the same, but see which one it does better. Okay, we'd actually like to update the code based on the info text structure file and folder structure. We would essentially like to split the human SVG into many different SVGs for each body part, cochlear implant SVGs, body parts. Okay, also we're still remaining with the one canvas on the HTML that will show it all. That will show all the models. We will navigate it by clicking on the full body SVG main model that will be loading by default. So essentially I want you to try and generate all the SVGs that we have in the list. Also, can you add a button on the canvas to show locations of possible implants? We are primarily focusing on neural implants. Currently, we have the detailed head model in the current single SVG. We want to take it out and split into separate SVGs as discussed above. And I want you to update the JavaScript and the index HTML accordingly. Okay, this will take a while.
Restructuring Bionic Chaos Site Human Body Explorer. I'll create a comprehensive plan to split the human SVG into multiple SVGs for different body parts and implants, and update the navigation system accordingly. Step-by-step solution. Create separate SVG files for each body part based on the file.
Yeah, maybe just can do it quietly. Okay, we have some NANDs. Hey, this hearing aid simulator, we did publish it, but yeah, needs more work. I'm getting some errors. Yeah, games always working better. Or should the body be built using blocks like this? As a 3D structure would be more complicated, wouldn't it? And now we are talking. Yeah, we have implant location shown. Okay, obviously the placement is wrong. What on earth? Okay, we don't have the ears. Okay, this 3.7 sonnet thinking thing. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. You can just tell it to continue, it will keep working. But so far I did a pretty good job. It's showing you fun facts about the body. And you can show the implant the location, so it's wrong. What just happened? Not sure what just happened. And just make sure we can go back properly. Get that works. But this one. What's that dotted line? We are stuck in this one, should be able to go back. Okay, I'm showing the spine. There's no torso. I think it's meant to show labels only when hovering over. But it's pretty amazing that it's able to do it to begin with. But we don't have a body tag. What? know what you're talking about. We do have a body tag. Hey, should we? Yeah, we already have 10 files. So we're having trouble going to 11 because it would not accept more than 10 files. The animation is a bit freaky. I wanted to finish with whatever it was doing before. I think the context gets way too long.
About the Interactive Human Body Explorer. Welcome to the Bionic Chaos Interactive Human Body Explorer, an educational web application designed to make learning anatomy engaging and accessible. This tool allows users to explore the human body through an interactive SVG-based model that responds to user interaction, providing detailed information about different anatomical structures. The application features a full body view where users can click on major body regions: head, torso, arms, legs to learn basic information about each area. For more detailed exploration, double-clicking on the head reveals an enhanced anatomical view with detailed structures including the brain, skull, sensory organs, and facial muscles. Each component is clickable, revealing specialized information and interesting facts about the selected structure. Designed with both educational value and user experience in mind, this application serves as a valuable resource for students, educators, and anyone curious about human anatomy. The interface is intuitive, with visual cues indicating interactive elements and smooth transitions between different views. Information is presented in clear, concise language with key facts highlighted for easy comprehension. Future improvements could include additional detailed views for other body systems: cardiovascular, respiratory, digestive, etc. Animation sequences showing physiological processes and integration with external resources for deeper learning. The modular design of the application allows for easy expansion with new anatomical details and interactive elements as the platform continues to grow.
Yeah, that's fine. Can make it available pretty much straight away because it's all JavaScript. Yeah, when you click on a certain body part, foot has 26 bones, 33 joints. Is it even correct? 24 ribs. The lungs contain about 300 million alveoli. Yeah, and we don't have this SVG for this stimulator. And we're having trouble going back and forth, so you can go back, that's working fine, but when you go third level to the brain, it's not going back anymore. That should be a quick fix, but it's one of those things that might break a whole lot of other things. Generating an SVG for a cortical implant. And it didn't finish. No, it did finish. Interestingly, how you have 3.7 Sonnet thinking model. Show neural implant locations doesn't work on the brain, it works on the head. We see the cochlear implant meant to be in the ear. and visual prosthesis in the eye. There's another interesting table in that paper. Can't find it anymore. Can't work simultaneously on two separate files. Yeah, this implant duration, the Poppen index. Yeah, we have a summary of this table of what's the issue with the cortical implant? Ooh. Add text in the SVG. A BCI device. Okay, went to town. Did it finish? Don't think so. Yeah, so the Sonnet thinking model is actually not so bad at generating SVG files. easily check the body. Right. Okay, I was trying to generate the cochlear implant SVG before. It didn't do as good as this. It's approved by the FDA in 1984. Does it? Yeah, I would imagine. Yes, deep brain, bear hole. Yeah, we will be checking all this, of course. Did you just add torso SVG? Ah, we haven't saved it, did we? Yeah, it will really struggle now. Right, spinal cord stimulator. Wow, look at that. Look at that. And yeah, trust me, I did try generating something similar a while back. Didn't work anything like that. Okay, we have the human. The body is the same. Yeah, we have the head. Deep brain stimulation. Okay, it's more or less correct. Did well on the cochlear implant. Yeah, detailed spine. Hey, this is all 3.7 Sonnet. Hey, where's the torso? Where's it placing the files? Oh, it to create it. What? Yeah, was it having trouble creating the files or something? Yeah, it's having trouble now. I think we need to start a new one. If we add the human body, it says there are 20 files, but all those were not selected. Yes, so all those are dynamic stuff. Thank you very much. And now we'll be having trouble managing it all. Yeah, let's go back to the chat quickly. Wait a sec, here we can okay, just quickly. So we have this large file. Some SVGs are empty. How do we go about the?
I'll help you create a basic SVG file for the heart that can be used in your human body web app. Based on the project structure and functionality I see, this SVG should include interactive parts and be compatible with the existing JavaScript functionality. Plan. Create a heart SVG with main anatomical parts. Add proper IDs and classes for interaction. Include data attributes needed for the application logic.
Yeah, I don't want you to read the code. Okay. Does it look accurate? I don't know, it's better than nothing. Okay, what the other files are empty? Also, what's the difference between human SVG and the body SVG? I think the body SVG was more recent, so if they are the same, we want to just keep one.
Based on the code and information provided, I can see the structure of your human body web app. It appears that body.svg and heart.svg serve different purposes. Body.svg, this is the main entry point SVG that shows the full human body with clickable regions. Heart.svg, this is a detailed organ view that users can navigate to when exploring specific body parts. They're not the same file, they're part of.
No, sorry, I meant the human SVG and the body SVG. Are these two the same?
Now I understand your question. After reviewing the code and directory structure, I can clarify the difference between the SVG files. There is likely no file called human.svg in your project. The main file is body.svg, which is the entry point SVG that shows the full human body. The confusion might be in terminology. Based on the code, especially this part, // initially load the full body SVG, load SVG, body.svg, and the info.txt.
So we don't need the human SVG, do we?
Based on your question and the project context, no, you don't need a Humanist Vision file or component. Your project structure appears to be body.svg, the main entry point showing the
Okay, two quick questions. First of all, when in the main view, when loading the page and clicking on show neuro implant locations, we're getting the locations, but there are no labels. Maybe we can do labels, or if there's not enough space, we could do labels that only shown when hovering over. Also, there was something else.
I'll implement hover labels for the implant markers. This will improve the user experience by providing context while avoiding cluttering the interface with permanent labels. Implementation plan. Modify the Add Implant Marker function to include hover functionality. 2. Add hover text that shows implant names when hovering over markers. 3. Style the hover text for better visibility. /**.
The main JS is already 700 lines of code. Okay, even without this change, the main JS is quite large already. How do we go about not making it more complicated?
I see your concern about code complexity. Instead of adding new event listeners and modifying existing functions, let's use CSS to handle the hover effect. This approach is simpler and keeps the JavaScript lean. Here's a more streamlined solution. // add text label, const.
Okay, can this be done in the HTML? I don't want a separate CSS file.
Yes, we can add the CSS directly to your HTML file in A&LT, style and GT, tag instead of creating a separate CSS file. This keeps everything in one place. Here's how to add the styles to your HTML. Add this to
Okay, but will this work for any of the SVG files or just the body one?
Yes, we can add the hover styles to your existing HTML file to work with any SVG elements, not just the main body view. Let's add the styles to your current and LT style.
Okay, now in theory, if I click this button, yeah, it's not too many files. Too many files. Yeah, now we're having a trouble with this project because there's too much stuff. Should be able to fix some basic things. In the chat, good thing about the chat is that you can show it the whole give it the whole folder. So we're having a specific issue when clicking on the head. We have the detailed head opening, which is fine. When we click back, we're able to go back to the full body. But once in the detailed head, when we click on brain, so third level, when clicking back, it goes back to the detailed head. But then it's when clicking back again, it doesn't go back to the full body. It keeps toggling between the brain and the head. But I'm having trouble going back to the full body. Will never let me finish something weird.
Collecting workspace information. Based on the code, I can help fix the back navigation issue. The problem appears to be in how the navigation history is being managed. Let's fix this by properly maintaining the navigation stack in the Load Detailed View and Navigate Back functions. Here's how to fix it in main.js.
Okay, so it's having the code. In the chat, you can just talk to it properly. Then you hit the whatever that button. It will actually starting applying the edits to the code. To make 5 changes to the code. Obviously. Okay, now it works. I was about to say, obviously, we're not gonna read the code or anything silly like that. Of course not. Just gonna test it. Okay, this is a bit annoying. Are there any SVG files that are currently empty or missing altogether? It's interesting because
Collecting workspace information. Looking at the code and file structure, I can help identify potentially missing SVG files by comparing the referenced SVGs in main.js against the files listed in info.txt. Required
Okay, so all these files are listed in info text, but since I cannot check the show content of the SVG files. But why not? Because you already loaded 12 references. You actually looked at some what? Yeah, might need to open it as a standalone folder. Let's actually see if it's working better if we start a new window. What on earth? Can you do this? Hey, can you check which SVG files are missing and which ones are empty? I think pretty sure torso and will be empty one. Can you check?
I'll analyze the provided context and identify which SVG files are missing or empty. Files that are empty. 1. arms.svg, empty. 2.
It knows even when you're loading one file into this thing, it does have the context of everything we discussed, which is great. Yeah, because it's mentioning the interactive regions for implant locations. Yeah, we have to actually call. Yeah, for Cody at the moment. Might as well get rid of it. So which model do you need to generate it? Make a drawing for you, and we'll finish up. to increase the damping. Actually make it I forgot the music. Send it to crazy mode. Yeah, I won't be wasting electricity. I'll see you next time.